The Golden Townhouse is on the opposite side of the.
Once he sells, yeah, he wants to sell one before he sells, which makes sense.
What's happening up on 11th Avenue?
At Eisen's property, he's just waiting on somebody to buy that house before he builds the next one.
That's what I.
Oh, that's what you were referring to, oh, okay. I thought he had.
That's what I like.
that was-
They call it the
I think he had some
I haven't
interest in it, I think it's just higher
Specifically,
at this point in
Just
time.
will have to get to see if it's mandatory that we have to stay at least one meeting.
today,
You said it, not me.
Jay-Z.
270,000.
Three
370.
Yeah, like you're 369.
Bought the rights for 10 years of.
Who could have bought that?
People can afford it, it's just, it's a small house relatively, and it's an unfinished basement. It's completely unfinished basement.
If you have a possession,
They don't get paid.
No, they paid to do it.
Here's a
They
question.
pay, they
I was
put
thinking about
money
that,
out
yeah.
and they pay for all the staging and all that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, unless he did it, that he's gonna pick up
Appreciate
The
people.
land,
I don't
their
know.
business
Did
sits
you
on
read all
for
that?
grant,
But-
Marina stuff,
That's
That's the thing.
Yes,
the whole
Like a
thing.
tip agreement?
except for the ones that are like very.
What I was thinking about
I
this,
think they need
Yeah.
So
specifically towards the marina.
better choices.
So what's
but-
your opinion on
Better choices, but
that would be more of a Rob Lasage.
I would like to keep it, but
Because
I
I
don't
don't
keep it
know
if I
how
can't
that
pay
works
for it.
specifically, but I mean, there's also different types of tip agreements. You
Yeah,
can enter
like I was thinking like.
Something like this.
So I guess my point is.
Yeah, you could, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's, and I had a single conversation with Rob
They keep the.
last week, and
Their language.
I mean, there's many options on how you can operate.
And I
Keep
know
the
it's.
politics out.
And he wanted to use the US.
I can't.
Newly created
But
tip
I don't think
district,
it's.
and we made partnerships.
Yeah.
Property taxes even more.
You know.
Yeah.
Does it then, are we still then not creating property taxes?
Nothing's voted on.
If we had them,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it would essentially be a wash, similar to how most.
By Thursday or something, that way he has at least.
I was just thinking of different thoughts.
Yeah,
So
no, he gave
After
me,
our last
he gave me
Come out with me.
some good ideas that,
Well, I was real pleased that
discuss your
Right.
he was interested in our
She
project.
just drives my vehicle.
Yeah, a couple of things I hadn't really considered, but after he explained it, made a lot of sense.
Out to visit. Yeah, 400.
Votes in the city council.
Thank you very much. No problem.
Hi, Terry.
Good.
There, I got that.
You can have that one back.
These are first windows.
Good. Saying he was from Comcast.
I might have just
That number right there, we got.
Comcast, I see my car.
That's
It's
just
just these moving from here or
Oh,
to
well,
out.
it's
Who's
just,
flagging, dude? Tell
this
me.
one is so high because we haven't done our transfers yet to make, so this is drawing that number down. But the money is all there, it's just,
So
we haven't transferred everything over.
Maybe he's just watched too much of the Olympics.
Stock.
Probably he's inspired to run.
this number is the relative.
He just felt like he had to run.
Because it's there somewhere,
Right.
or in this number.
Depends on what time the transfer gets done. Yep.
Alright.
Well, to the metal plant meeting, because another year with.
Set it on the dining room.
Phoenix.
Sometimes I work.
That's what I'm doing.
And then it's, you know, I don't, that's just me.
It'll be coming here in two residents and the couch, falls in between Chelsea and
This is
Anderson.
the 90 year old take, like surprised me,
We wait till next week.
he didn't know we were eating. But
I got
we heard the nod,
the response or whatever, start tomorrow.
the guy walked away. That's almost like.
I'll be up for it.
Let's just do it then. Cause I haven't actually got
To
to
see how he started barking like crazy, the guy looked back, he didn't come back to me. When he gets looking up,
I have the same.
$85 a night.
He lives there with her boyfriend.
Yeah, she will be here.
Okay, I guess we get started.
What's that?
It's 5:30.
Call to order council meeting for the city of Fulton. Roll call please, Tori.
Mayor Malone.
Here.
Alderperson Boonstra.
Here.
Burgraff. Here. King.
Here.
Mask. Here. Ratcliffe.
Here.
Sewell. Van Campen. Here. Wilkin.
Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tori, any visitors?
No.
Thank you. Alright, first is the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda will be enacted by a single motion and roll call vote. Any item may be removed upon request of the mayor or any alderman and considered individually after all other items of business on the consent agenda. We have the approved the regular meeting minutes from January 26th city council meeting, approved the bill list, and approved the treasurer's report dated December 31st, 2025. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion.
I have a question on the bill list. And then this only relates as to Chad's police summary report at the back. Are the repairs under barracks, is that for your vehicles?
No.
No, that was for
Public
Public Works, okay. Then scratch that. I would like to come back and have you explain that a little bit more.
Yep, no problem.
Next time. Then questions for the two line items for the radios for the police department. Is one of them physical equipment and the other one like a subscription?
Both of them are physical equipment, they just sent them in two different batches.
Okay.
So it's the same item, just different pieces.
Okay. That was my question. How many new radios did we get?
That was one.
That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That was it.
Anyone else? Oh, just make a note, the on B, the bill list is page 9, not page 19. Please,
I'm sorry, I would like to make one more comment since I realize this is actually in the consent agenda. The treasurer's report. I know nobody probably has the January 12th packet in front of them, but if we were to compare those numbers, just want to point out that we're finally starting to see that downward drop in all of our funds combined, taking out the stuff that, you know, is a one-off payment, primarily around 4th Street, a little bit left over from 13th and 7th Avenue. And, you know, year over year, month over month, from the end of November, which is in the January 12th packet, we're at 5.2 approximately, now we're at 4.7, so down 500 net. And we're probably gonna come down another few $100,000, I would imagine, based on the bill payments that we have in this packet itself. So again, just trying to make everybody aware.
Monday. Month number 8. So I said, well, then we just finished month
Oh,
number
yep.
8, so that number is going to go down.
Anyone else?
A question on that first bill on bill this purchase trailer to haul car for demonstration.
Yep, so that was a donation that we made from our DUI fund, to help purchase a trailer for, what they call it, Brennan's Journey or whatever that is called. So obviously we all know, Brennan Nubla was involved in a serious car crash. They've created a nonprofit that they're gonna be taking the car around to different schools and stuff like that to show the effects of distracted or drug and drunken driving. So ourselves made $1,500 towards the purchase of that donation, along with I know Downtown Auto, several other businesses made some donations towards that.
I didn't understand what you said about the car accident. I don't know
So-
about that.
Former Chief Nublong, his son was involved in a very serious car crash, where I don't know how the kid walked away from it. So.
He didn't, let's be
Well,
clear.
yeah. I don't understand how he walked, or is alive, period. So they've created, Nick has created a nonprofit organization, to take this crashed car. They were able to get it donated, from State Farm or whatever the insurance company was. And they're gonna take that around to the different schools in the area to show kids the results of distracted driving and or drunk or drug driving. And tell the story of, don't be dumb.
Anyone else? Roll call please, Tori.
Alderperson Boonstra,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Mass. Yes. Ratcliffe,
Yes,
Sewell, Van Campen,
Yes.
Wilkie.
Alright, next we have a motion to approve and vote on an ordinance amending chapter 110 of the codified ordinances of the city of Fulton to add a business registration requirements, page 18 and 19.
So move.
Discuss this motion, sorry. Barb,
Barb.
second. Keith? Discussion?
I think everybody will be happy about it, because I had several, not a lot, but I had several people didn't like the animal. So I think that'll be welcome, changed on our part to do that.
So just to be clear, a letter will go out each year, and obviously if they have the changes that it speaks to, then they'll pay the $25. And if they don't have those changes, they just resubmit or tell us that there's no changes. That's the thought process.
Do you expect to see an additional form every year, or if nothing changes? Ally, what's your expectation there?
Would suggest that we just send out an email reminding people of the form and letting them know to resubmit if they do have any changes. Otherwise, I don't see that there's a reason to do it every year.
I got mine out today and then looked at it and I thought, I'm gonna ask her first before because nothing changed, so I would just change the date, but you're saying as long as nothing significant changed. Okay.
And the only time they pay an additional 25 is if it's a new owner?
Yes, or on page 18, ownership of the business has changed, ownership of the building or structure in which the business operates has changed, the business has relocated. Yeah, that's it.
Just on that topic, Eric, I'm interested when the fire happened, were you able to get a hold of the owner of the building that caught on fire?
They were able to, actually, we didn't have to reach out to him, he was already aware because the tenants reached out to him.
Okay. But in case there hadn't been anybody in the building, you would have had that information.
But those wouldn't, they wouldn't fall underneath this ordinance.
As a business.
Correct.
On number 2 though, and I might not be interpreting this correctly, but if I'm the business owner in a property Keith owns, and then he sells that building to Terry, I pay 25 again, even though the business didn't change, but the owner of the building changed?
Yes,
Yes.
Is that how I'm reading that?
New owner.
you're a new owner.
The new owner's gonna pay,
Yeah, so
Yes.
Terry would pay.
okay.
Not you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Can we just make an announcement on our Facebook page about it, saying the rule has changed?
Yeah.
Throw it out there in the universe, let businesses know.
I think a lot of the businesses think that every year they have to pay $25.
Yep, I'd just rather have the record set straight in the most efficient manner possible. Us
I think
talking to
that-
them is one way, Facebook is another.
I'm agreeing with you.
I'll do Facebook and another email.
Yeah, just so, and make sure they know that they don't have to, if,
We've
It's
got
still
quite
the
a few
same.
checks that we have to send back as well, so.
okay.
Roll call please, Tori?
Alderperson Vergrat,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Ask,
Yes.
Ratcliffe,
Yes,
Sewell, Van Campen,
Yes.
Wilkin, Easter,
Yes.
Alright, next we have a motion to approve and vote on an ordinance to apply for EPA funding, page 20 to 25. Motion please,
So move.
second,
Second.
discussion?
so the first thing that popped up I saw here, Eric, is on page 20, the amount that's asked for is 2.5 million. He stated in a previous minutes here, 9 million.
Correct.
So why aren't we asking for 9 million?
So what we're going for is ultimately 100% forgiveness. So we apply for the 2.5 million because that is the amount that they will give forgiveness up to. So if we apply for anything over that, obviously that falls back on the city. So if you only apply for 2.5 million, that's 100% forgivable loan, and we wouldn't actually have a payment. Compared to if we did 9 million, then we would be responsible for the rest of it.
Just quick point of clarification, I thought that the new EPA loan rules were 70-30. 70% forgivable, 30% was on the city.
So partially, yes. But with the lead service line inventory, that's a different set of funding.
Okay.
So the rules are different for that one.
And this is one of those, it was sent down through federal to state and state's administering.
So if you remember back to, I'm sure you've all heard about the Flint, Michigan, Galesburg was in a similar situation. This is a nationwide rule that everybody has to abide by. It just so happens that the Midwest seems to have the most lead and galvanized lines in the United States, so we're taking the biggest hit on it. But we are under the clock starting next year, and then we have 10 years to get all of our service lines replaced. So we're just trying to be ahead of the curve. And then right now the project is broke out into 4 phases, $2.5 million each phase, so that way we can try and capitalize on as much money that we don't have to pay back as possible.
How many phases are there?
4.
4, so we could reapply for 2.5, 2.5.
And have all of them forgiven possibly.
Possibly, yep.
When did the Illinois EPA open up this, I guess, source to?
I don't know the exact.
Where are we in the rush to get funds?
I mean, every community in Illinois is the same, so, it's just whether or not you have your plan in place. Where that's where a lot of communities are still, waiting, they don't have the plan in place, but also, with Fulton, we are at a slight advantage because we, do qualify with part of our town as a disadvantaged community. So that puts us kind of to the front of the line.
Okay.
And that's just based off of, your Census Bureau data. So that allows us to apply for 100% forgiveness compared to having to pay some of that back. So we're gonna try and utilize the majority of that money for that. And, obviously, the further north you get in Fulton, the less you run into lead or galvanized service lines. Majority of them are copper, but obviously the further south you go in town, you get into the older parts, those are all, most of them are galvanized, but there are a few lead out there.
So do we need to consider the fact that we may not get these? Well, we'll get the loans regardless, it's just whether they're forgivable or not each time we apply?
That's not even 100% on if you would get a loan. So that's part of it. This just allows, all this agreement does is allows us to go into trying to apply for the funding. But, unfortunately, nothing with the EPA is for sure given.
I'll just put my finance hat on thinking we should probably consider that then for budgetary purposes too, if we were to not.
Yeah,
get it.
like with this, nothing can even happen until year 2027. By the time you get the plan in place and find the contractor and abide by all the EPA's requirements, we wouldn't even start construction until 2027.
With that kind of amount of money, you'd wanna start planning a little early.
Right.
Okay.
Somehow it looks worse when you see it in writing, when you just say it. That's a huge amount of money. But using Flint, Michigan is a good example, because what a horrific time.
I mean, that was kind of the driving factor behind it.
This is flowing from federal money, that keeps getting tighter and tighter.
Correct.
Anyone else? Roll call please, Tori.
Alderperson King,
Yes.
Mask,
Yes.
Ratcliffe,
Yes.
Sewell, Van Campen,
Yes.
Wilken, Moonstruck,
Yes.
Bergrat.
Yes.
All right, next we have motion to approve and vote on application 6 for payment to McCarthy Improvement Company. It's page 26, 27. Motion please.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
So I understand that this is part of the payment towards the extension of the project, correct?
So this app is actually, and I know it's hard to see, I just sent it to you, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it yet, Zach, but majority of this payment is actually for the lighting. So like all our street lights and all the work that they had to do with that, that's what a majority of this payment is for.
So. 260 to McCarthy and a little under 35,000 to Willett Hoffman for whatever their invoice is for.
Correct.
When are we gonna get this, I guess, what's done already off the books and into our accounting, so we can see it reflected on our report?
I don't.
I know you don't do McCarthy's
No,
books are their
right.
books, I'm just,
I don't know of any more pay apps that would be coming in, to my knowledge.
Wait for the last to go in.
The lights were kind of the last ticket, so I'm thinking this should be close to wrapping up the project.
okay, just to clarify, on page 26, they got a total less retainage, and we explained that before.
Yep.
About 1.6 for McCarthy, and in our packet, when we were discussing the budget, we had down 1.8 approximately. So I just figured 1.8 based on the
Right.
what was already set in
Yep.
stone with what was bid out, and then the projection that you gave me for adding the block, which was,
Yep.
gosh, some of my spectacles out here, 430.
Yep, yeah, I mean, that's just, how it was, when you got into that third block went a lot faster because it didn't have as many ADA ramps to try and hit. So they were able to go through it a lot quicker than what they did the other two blocks. And that obviously translates to more money we didn't have to spend.
So just so I'm clear, just for McCarthy, instead of 1.825, you think we're pretty much close to being done at 1.7, line 4, page 26.
That is my guess, well, cause the 1.7 would be with the retainage.
Yep,
obviously.
yep.
But yeah, I think if we have another payment, I don't foresee it being much of anything, because they haven't done anything since the fall. I do have some ADA ramps that they will have to redo, but that's warranty work, that won't cost the city anything.
Okay. And again, I'm just wondering when it's gonna eventually flow into the counting on our end. So, I mean, unless we got another 100,000 plus coming in, it comes in under budget.
Yep.
I like that.
So the change order, line 2 on that for 36,721, was that for the additional block?
Correct. Yep.
So they did the whole block for 36 grand.
Well, that's just for the lighting. That's all it is, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't include the concrete work or anything like that, that's
So we
only,
paid for that concrete work on that for
that was paid for out of the last pay.
last one?
How much were the lights?
I'd have to go back and look at all the numbers, cause I don't know the exact number, because they did it in phases, so like all the conduit and everything was in a different pay app, so I'd have to go back and total everything up.
Just to clarify though, what we're voting to approve now is on page 26, line item 8 McCarthy. And then on page 27, there's a separate amount for Will Hoffman, correct? Okay. I guess that is reflective on page 27 as well.
Anyone else? Roll call please, Tori.
Alderperson Mask,
Yes.
Ratcliffe,
Yes.
Sewell, Van Campen,
Yes.
Wilken, Wilstra,
Yes.
Surratt,
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Alright, next we have, discussion for the, USG Water Solutions, the presentation we had last meeting. Eric, would you like to?
Yeah, so, obviously we heard, from Chad last week about, the water tower. So the water tower is going to be painted this year, through the EPA money. And as he had presented, you know, we were looking at approximately $250,000 for the first 4 years, and then it drops down to $50,000 after that. After going through and kind of running some of those numbers to see what it looked like on our end, that essentially wipes out our entire operating budget. Like, we wouldn't have money to do anything else other than, you know, make the payments that we had to make, and, you know, if there was breaks or something like that, I mean, we would essentially wipe out our ability to do anything. I don't really feel very comfortable with that. So my suggestion to the council, I know me and Shane had a conversation about it, was to, you know, tower's getting painted this year regardless, so we're in good shape for that. But, you know, let's get outside of the warranty of whoever were to do this work. Let's get outside of that warranty period, and then let's reevaluate what we're doing. And maybe we can enter into that agreement at that point in time. But for us to enter into that agreement at $250,000 for the next 4 years, I mean, that's 4 years of literally not being able to afford to do anything. I don't feel comfortable putting us in that position. Obviously, we have an older system that needs repairs, and, you know, that's definitely gonna put a bind on what we're doing, and I don't feel comfortable with it. So that's my recommendation. You know, if the council would still like to move forward after the tower is painted, that's great, you know, we can reevaluate it, but at this point in time, I just don't think we can afford it.
I would appreciate having more time to think about that.
Yeah, and like I said, this year, I mean, the tower is gonna be repainted, and, you know, essentially, we're looking at a brand new water tower. you know, once you get outside that warranty period of whatever contractor does it, and we decide we wanna reevaluate this and look at it a little bit harder to see if we can afford it, I'm all open, but I just don't think at this point in time we can take on that kind of obligation.
Eric, going back to our original EPA loan, the 2.85, I believe it was, that was gonna cover the water tower, the water downtown, and then the connection out
The
there.
water loop,
Yeah.
south side.
How much of that number was dedicated to the water tower itself?
Around 700,000.
So when he says that we're way low on that, when Chad made that statement, I mean, will we even know that until we get bids back from the subcontractors?
Right, yeah, and unfortunately, that, you know, that's an unknown, and that's kind of one of the downfalls to just talking to one company is, you know, you don't officially, I mean, and I have no doubts in USG's abilities, but, you know, that's only one person's, you know, they could look, another company could come in and look at it and be like, no, we can, you know, we're only looking at 800,000, well, that's a lot easier pill to swallow than, you know, 1.2 million, so, there's definitely different options out there, and he's right, they are kind of a specialized company, that's all they do is specialize in water towers.
And I wanna go further on that question. So, for example, from a planning perspective, if it comes back and they say, well, you were low on one part of the project, but the water tower is 1.1 million.
Sure.
Or whatever the number may be, we have to come up with that, the rest of that,
Correct.
right, out of our reserves.
Yep.
Okay. So,
Eric,
we
on
guess we
something
won't know
like,
that number until we get the bid.
Right.
Go ahead.
on something like this, on painting, how long do the warranties usually go?
Paint's a different kind of warranty, because the company that supplies the paint provides their own warranty. But contractors are typically a year or two on their craftsmanship. But that also varies contractor to contractor. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see who actually gets the bid. They're gonna be going out for bid, here next week. It's this week, end of this week, it'll actually go out for bid. So contractors are gonna start receiving it, and then, I think bid opening is in March, so hopefully we'll have a better idea here in the next month or two what we're looking at, but.
USG said, or Chad stated that they would probably be bidding on that anyway.
Yep.
I guess the question I'd like you to go back to Chad and ask is, are they going to, would they be willing to enter in this kind of warranty period, the 50 or whatever it is per year, if somebody else gets awarded the contract?
Based on the conversations that I've had with him, because I asked a similar question to him, it would still, you know, obviously you would start higher because they wanna, you know, build that. So, you know, whether that's, you know, 170, 190, 250,000, the first couple of years are still gonna be the kickers right now, unfortunately.
Okay, I guess I'm misunderstanding because the way it's broke down here, the way I thought it was explained is on the 4-year spread, he said it was essentially 1.4 million in his estimation. And the way he's breaking it down was 700 year one, and then the remaining, you know, 690,000 broke down 2, 3, and 4, and then basically the warranty alone after that.
Yeah.
So isn't the warranty alone, you know, in the 50,000 range? Or I guess my point is, like, what I'm thinking is, if we, you know, we put it out to bid and some other company does the work, but then USG or whatever company would say, we'll provide warranty coverage for you for $100,000 a year, you know, then I would think that we'd wanna factor that into the cost, because then working backwards.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure there's other companies out there that do similar work. He's just one that does quite a bit in our area. But But I do know, it's a company called McGuire Iron, they build water towers. But they have a similar program as well, so I mean, there's definitely different options out there. And unfortunately, you know, we won't know until the bid comes in, where we're actually gonna fall in line at, but that'll give us our biggest, you know, our actual, hey, this is what we need to be looking for in the near future.
My guess is if they're not doing the work, they're not gonna start us out at that low maintenance fee.
Kind of what I'm.
Yeah, they're gonna bump that up to go in and recheck the work that was done and all that.
One last question, just from a numbers perspective. How many units do we have between residential and businesses for billing for water?
1,703, I think, is the exact number.
Okay, say 1,700 for a round number. Okay.
Anyone else?
So at this point, we'll just hold out for bid.
I think at this point, it'd be our best bet to hold off on doing anything. Let's get the tower painted, because we know that's gonna happen this year regardless. And then we can reevaluate, and we could also have, when we're doing this rate study here in the next coming months, we can have them look at that as well to see if there's a way we can plug those numbers in. Or we set up a water tower painting account and we just put money aside every year. So I mean, cause that's essentially what you're doing in the long run, so, you know, that's also an option as well.
Could we have McGuire Iron give us a estimate?
We could, yeah.
On their program?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably wait until after the tower's painted and then have them come in and, you know, give us an option on it.
So the reason why I asked the 1,700 number was, if we had to, going down the thought process, I don't remember how many years back it was, but we added a sewer depreciation fee of $2 per
Storm sewer
unit.
fee.
Storm sewer, yeah. Of $2 per unit, I assume it's universal across the board. You know, and if we're looking at 50,000 or whatever, you know, is that worth it to add, would that be $250 a month as a special line item to each billing unit? Or conversely, you know, do we have to add it to the actual water rate? You know,
Right.
like which way do we wanna go?
Yeah, you could add it to your debt service, line, because that is, you know, a part of everybody's water bill. We have a debt service line, and then we have your actual usage line. So there's a couple different options out there.
Anyone else? All right, next items in your packet are for your information purposes. I have a question though on the, for the pleasure park. There's a note in here, Eric, that says, Jackie's not here, but the tackle football program will ask to use the space. Is it a public park? Do they have to ask to use it? Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to ask to use it, but
They're gonna use it all the time.
well, so what they're trying to do is, if the school district, or when they start their project up there, that is where they practice. So they were just trying to figure out locations that they could potentially go to.
Okay.
I presented them with a couple different options. Nothing set in stone yet, but I had talked with the head of the tackle football program. So, you know, they have some options there. I mentioned they could, you know, utilize the area down at the Frisbee Golf Course. They could use Pleasure Park. You know, I presented them a handful of options, even down at Drives Park. You know, there's an area there that they could utilize. So that's really all they were doing, was trying to identify some spots for when this project does happen, where can they still go to practice.
But just to be fair to the public, when they, like the Christian school used it for a softball practice or
Yeah.
something, they came just
Oh, as a courtesy?
as a courtesy.
Okay. And then,
Because they were gonna tie it up every day, you know,
Okay.
for a few weeks and so.
and then Chief, I just wanna thank you for getting us, or you all, into the, Defense Logistic Agency program there and, you know, getting some assets for us.
Should be pretty valuable.
What's that?
So it should work out pretty valuable for us, so.
So I have a question on the police report, as I mentioned earlier, Chad, what's our total number of patrol vehicles right now?
We have 9 squad cars and 1 community service officer vehicle.
And those 9, are those all SUVs?
Yes.
All the Tahoes?
Yeah, well, the 9 squad cars, but then, yeah, there are 8 Tahoes and 1 Ford Explorer, but the Ford Explorer we are going to be selling, we're gonna be replacing that with a new 2026 Tahoe that will cost the city of Fulton $0.
How?
Their administrative penalties.
You said 9 squads plus what? Did you-
The pickup truck.
Adams?
And then, Tori has a note for you all.
Yeah, the Whiteside County Clerk, Karen Strelo, had sent out statements of economic interest that everyone needs to fill out by May 1st. In her letter, I don't know if you read it closely, I just kind of noticed this by accident. Some of the amounts have changed in the letter because these were sent to the printer in July of 2025. And so the first questions 1 and 3 and question 2 and question 6, the amounts have increased. It's not reflected on the yellow copy, it's on the white copy. So there is help online if you need help figure how to fill these out. You can return the bottom half to the courthouse, or you can return it to me and I will get them all to the courthouse.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing if you do that.
And
It's
then
just great.
they do the recording, send them back, and then we put them in our Wix file. Is there anyone that didn't get one?
I got one in the.
I got mine.
And I just had a question, you quickly mentioned that there's some place to get help if you have questions.
Yeah, if you go on, like the IML, in the statement, type in the statement of economic interest in the search. There's an actual pamphlet just on that I do have copies of, if I could throw one in everybody's mailbox, because it all sounds way more complicated than it is.
Sure.
So, but just make sure that if you didn't get one, you let me know, and to make sure that you look at these different amounts. And we have until May 1st, otherwise we get a penalty. And if it's not in by May 31st, we get $100 a day penalty. So
It's really a nice feature if you'll do that for us, because it helps everybody get it into, and you're gonna have to have the copies of it in the first place. So
Right,
even if you
it'll
get it
look-
back home, you can lay on a table for a while, and then you have to call us and say, have you done it or not? So if you're willing to do it
Yeah,
for us,
that's no
Tori, it's
problem.
just great. Just turn it into her and, yeah, we'll come back. and-
not just the zoning board, it's, you know, it involves other people than just those here tonight.
Thank you for doing that. Sometimes we get that service and sometimes we don't. It's really nice.
I got another couple questions for Chad, if that's okay. So I read your report and saw that the 2 60 kilowatt generators. Where are those 2 gonna go? Theoretically.
One is gonna be stationed here permanently, and the other one will probably put down at the sewer plant to start.
Okay, and we have to pay for the connection fees for that,
Yep.
obviously. Do we not have a generator in this building?
No, sir.
Okay, correct, and please tell me if I'm just imagining this. Was there talk of doing that when this new council chamber was built and the cost was too high?
There's been talk of it for quite a while,
We looked at it
but
with ARPA funds when
we
had
were,
it.
Okay.
we were potentially looking at about $100,000 to get a generator plus have everything wired in. And at that point in time, we didn't wanna take on any more with this, plus, you know, getting an electrician in here to get that all switched over. And then when we got the generator for free, now all we have to do is buy a transfer switch and we'll be good to go.
I'd like to thank the
Install it.
chief for doing that.
Yeah, thanks, Chad.
Not only one, he got us 2.
Yeah. That was a surprise to Eric and I both. So that's why there was a fee associated. Unfortunately, these generators are not, unfortunately, it's a great thing, but these generators are ginormous, they're huge. They're 14 foot long on the trailers and almost 8 foot high and 8 foot wide. So we had to actually hire a semi to bring both of them back, so that's why there's such a cost with it, because we had no vehicle capable of remotely getting them back.
Still saved us a whole lot of money.
Oh, for sure. And these things are literally like brand new. I mean, they're pretty fancy.
Sitting at Camp Ripley, they probably didn't use them much.
Probably not.
Oh.
National Guard summer camp up there?
And the other question I had, Chad, when's Andrew, do you think's gonna be, starting his, training and then,
It will,
I saw the 25% complete. and-
yeah, actually I can tell you
Basic, yeah.
exactly because I just got a, email that had his graduation date on it. I want, if, I can tell you here, it's gonna be April. I wanna say April 23rd is his graduation date, so I mean, I expect him to be starting shortly thereafter.
And that's please refresh my memory, how many weeks is it?
16.
Do they do, the shadow?
We're gonna actually be really lucky with Andrew since he was pretty much a full-time officer on the arsenal, even though it's a little bit different. He has just had so much experience in law enforcement that he will only ride with an officer probably for a day or two, just kind of a little bit of a refresher, and then we'll put him right into a shadow phase.
Is that a waiver that you had to get through?
Nope.
No?
But he'll, like I said, with him being in a shadow phase, we'll put him on what they call the power shift, so he'll always be with an officer. So if there's any questions that pop up, they'll have an officer with them to answer any questions.
Okay. And that'll put you guys at full, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, next is the, anyone have all any comments besides the, we're gonna call a special meeting on Saturday, February 21st, 2026 at 9 AM for our second budget meeting. I'm bringing coffee and donuts and cookies. And then, I received a notice in the mail about the grocery tax that we didn't pass. It just had some talking points. They're encouraging cities to pass it if they didn't pass it. They're like, you got this because you didn't do it. So if anyone would like a copy of that, I can put it in your box. I got it at the house, but
What kind of dollars are we estimating?
what's that?
What kind of dollars are we estimating?
Minimal? We don't
It's a
have
few
a
hundred,
full-blown
correct?
grocery
Yeah,
store.
it's a pretty minimal fee for us, as we don't have a grocery store. You know, it's, you go to Dollar General, you get a loaf of bread. There's only certain things that actually qualify within the tax. And we just felt like it wasn't a huge benefit for us to continue on with it.
People do go out there though and buy their weekly groceries.
Yeah.
I just thought it was odd that the state was
And how
like,
would-
we're not
how would
doing
they
this,
do
but we
that?
want you to do it.
Probably on the
Yeah.
register it would say.
You didn't.
Don't give your citizens a break.
Yeah.
On that, I know that we talked about having that meeting, so we are gonna do a council meeting on Saturday as well as the finance. That's gonna be in the agenda, right? So Tori will have to put that out Thursday morning by 9 AM. So if we have a committee meeting before then, when we gotta get you the notes, Tori, by Tuesday?
I will,
Want it in there.
Yeah, if you want it in the back.
you wanted
We're still gonna meet Monday.
I guess, yeah, but I thought we discussed that we're gonna try to focus on the MSA.
We are.
Okay. We could add
You
it
could
in.
still have
say-
something you need
Okay.
to,
You need
something
to put
quick,
something in
I
there for
suppose.
information. Anyone else?
skipped over the economic development committee minutes.
Oh, I just didn't have a comment. But I read through the packet.
What? On our economic development minutes are in here. Is there anything you want to add to that? No.
Alright, motion to adjourn? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.